Hello and welcome to this week's episode of This Week in Construction with me, Steve Kerslake, Construction Sport founder. I'm here, I'm aching, but I'm back in the game. We were out yesterday, marching the streets once again. Mental Health Awareness Week, same week as most weeks for us, just cracking on, pushing the message out there to support this industry. But everyone jumped on the bandwagon this week, so we went out and done a bit more than, by the looks of it, anyone else. We went out and walked a marathon once again in London. A small team of us went out. It was a cracking day. Decent weather, decent group. Small group was probably better than the big groups we've had, to be honest, sometimes, because it's quite personal, quite intimate. What's lovely. 5 Live, BBC Radio 5 Live, aired us in the morning. They aired us mid-afternoon, and they aired us at the finish line as well, what was quite incredible to get that kind of PR behind us. But the thank yous go to you guys watching this and everybody who's starting to support, watch, and get behind construction sport. Not only are we putting it out there, the real truths, and reporting about what is going on in this industry, but we're actually starting to see some progress in terms of the big boys and the big cheeses and the big ladies coming towards us and saying, what can we do to help? There's been a number of tier 1 contractors, including some people from the Leadership Council, starting to speak to us a little bit. What's really promising, we're getting taken seriously. Why? Because we know exactly what's going on in this industry on the ground and up top. I don't believe there is any other organisation in this sector that knows quite as much about the depths of what we're looking into as we do. There are other organisations looking at the corporate side of things, and there's other organisations that look at things on the ground, but there's no one that does both. And we know both, and we know where all your dirty laundry is being hung. So behave yourselves. We're going to make this industry a better place, and with a thanks to BBC Radio 5 Live and a number of campaigns that are going on at the moment, really starting to find where we are making some traction. So that's good. A little update on what's going on in the world of the construction news this week of some description. Skills shortage puts big infrastructure projects at risk. The deepening skills crisis is putting at risk the country's ability to deliver big infrastructure schemes as the government prepares to spend an unprecedented £800 billion on projects. So they think that there's a crisis because there's not enough staff to work on these big projects. I'll tell you why I don't work on these big projects, because I don't want to be stuck on a job 7 o'clock till 5 o'clock every single day with a 2-hour commute to and from work. It doesn't work. I don't want to be in a job where I have to scan in and scan out every single time I want to breathe. I don't want to feel like I'm in prison when I go to work. However, a lot of these big jobs, we noticed it when we were on HS2 and we walked that it is literally like work, I've heard it's easier to walk into Belmarsh than it is to work into some of these big projects. They need to look at the way they actually treat the staff and the way that people are actually managed, because I think that is a major point of why people don't want to go onto these big projects. You look at our traction, we had a TikTok and the comments we get back. There's a lot of people say they don't want nothing to do with big projects and the big stuff. That is a serious issue. A lot of people from overseas who come over will walk on them jobs. That's why there's such a big foreign element to the big jobs that I personally notice, because those guys come over, they just want hours and they want hours and they want hours and be paid by them. So they want as many shifts as they can. What's fair play? They can have that, but not many of the locals want those jobs. But there we go. What do I know? Plan in for Manchester. This is interesting. Manchester is booming as a Manchester airport project can be rebooted. A new SciTech hub, it says on the Construction Inquirer. Manchester Airport City spent £1 billion to develop a 60-acre site next to Manchester Airport, have rebooted the scheme with a master plan for a 2 million square foot SciTech campus. Oh, sorry, I'm not sure if that's part of the airport or not, but the former Airport City Manchester scheme will also be rebranded as Mix Manchester, MIX. That's cool for Manchester. And then also in Manchester, there's an upside-down 18-storey tower. Developer Solar has submitted plans for a distinctive 18-storey tech office project in Manchester that incorporates several buildings at street level. The main lower will be cantilevered to allow the floor plate to widen as building rises in height. I wonder if it's supposed to be upside down, or did they just put the drawings wrong and sent it in for planning permission and got it signed off and gone, oh, would you believe it? It's been signed off, but it's upside down. London's 25-kilometre super sewer hooked up for commissioning. Poo Patrol are on their way through London. The engineers of London's super sewer project have successfully connected the new infrastructure to Capital's existing sewer system. It's about to get smelly in Thames Tideway. Ahead of 2-week connection job, a thick concrete wall separated the 25-kilometre super sewer from the 6.9-kilometre Lee Tunnel, which links Abbey Mills pumping station to Beckton sewage treatment works. Now those tunnels are connected for the first time, creating the London Tideway Tunnel network and paving the way for the new system to begin its protection of the River Thames. That would be quite funny to see, wouldn't it? Live, and wouldn't like to be in there to watch it, but maybe a few GoPros set up in there, some kind of camera system to see when they open the doors and it's the fan, shall we say? Well done, those guys. That's been a quite impressive project, actually. Not much, you don't hear much about it, but you go through London, you also walk along that Thames like we have multiple times. It's bloody everywhere. Next one, big thank you to our friends over at Camfaud's. We got a cup. We got a lot of stash from them, actually. We got books, we got pens, we got a key ring, we got bottle openers, I got pads. The kids are all lined up with their bright yellow pads because they love the colour. We saw these guys, Camfaud's, at UK Construction Week, and they kitted us out with loads of stuff. Really thankful for. We had a good crap with them over the few days. Spoke with them a bit. But I know Camfaud's well because I've used to work, well, I don't know the people there personally, but I know the machinery they use and the pumping systems they use because they're on every job that I've been to over the years. And to be honest, as it says, according to their website as well, they're the only UK concrete pump hire and service company with a full national coverage. We have the in-depth expertise and technical ability alongside a can-do attitude to deliver the right solution for any project. And they back it up. And tell you what, all the lorries always turn up very, very clean. And their drivers are very, very good. Very good company from what I kind of see and what we see on the outside. I think that shows you what a good culture looks like, really. But there we go. Up the Camfaud's. 100 jobs are lost. This was a few weeks ago, but we didn't report on it because I completely forgot about it. Osborne Construction, or Osborne Group, Osborne Construction Limited, Osborne Group Holdings, and Osborne Homes has joined Jeffrey Osborne in filing notices of administration. I hadn't heard much about Osborne's over the years, but I did come to get to know them a little bit when I got a job offered to me, and I took it, and I went onto the highways to do a little bit of work for them, and I was sent out to run a job without anyone actually telling me what I was doing, where I was going, who I was seeing. But by the way, this closure is going to happen. Can you manage it? And I'd never actually been on a highways job before in the world. So we done 14 days on that shift. And over that 14 days, we actually carried out about 3 hours work because every shift got cancelled. So I didn't have the best of experiences with Osborne's. There was no negatives there in terms of people burning bridges. It was more a bit like, I don't know what you're doing with this job and it seems to be going down the pan. But that was pre-COVID, just like Buckingham's was in a way, and you could kind of see there was a little bit of turbulence there when I was there 3-4 years ago. And they've gone bust, and so's Osborne's. But maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Again, not just saying it in terms of skill shortages now, but the infrastructure that is planned is beyond the UK's capacity to deliver, warns MPs. A PAC report has warned that the UK will fail to meet future infrastructure plans due to significant shortage of skilled professionals. Every day and every week and every month and every year over the last 10 years is we haven't got enough people, we haven't got enough people, we haven't got enough people. Make the job more attractive, make the job decent and supportive. Stop people killing themselves every single day, and people might think it's a good industry to come into. If we make it a little bit better in terms of what it looks like, what statistics looks like, and how we treat staff, hours at work, the pressure that is put on people, all needs to be changed, and then we might see these things come a bit better. But there we go. Next week, I'm off to UK REiFF. That is a massive kind of show up in Leeds. I've never heard of it before, but it's huge. 12,000 people attending. I've been asked to speak on behalf of Sir Robert McAlpines, what is extremely interesting. More to come on that. I'll let you all know about it. I'm really looking forward to that one. I'll be sitting next week on the panel with Sir Robert McAlpines with a legend of GB para cycling. His name is Jaco van Gas. I'm really looking forward to that. Ex-parachute regiment, obviously based on his experience in the military, has now ended up in the Paralympic world. So I'm going to learn a lot about that. What I'm really interested in. Jaco van Gas appears to be a legend. He's set some serious records, achieved some amazing things. So Jaco van Gas, I'm going to be seeing Jaco van Gas. I'll be sitting with him next week. It'll be very interesting and good fun. We're about to head to London shortly after this because we're going to see Hunter Plant Hire. They are heading up the tractor journey. We are going to be going on the road in a few weeks. Our boys behind the scenes are going to be going over to Ireland. They don't know what's going to happen. They're going to get annihilated. They've never been there in their life, and they're going to go. They're literally on a road trip around the north of Ireland, through Northern Ireland and on to Donegal. And now Mental Health Awareness Week is done. People will start to put their little posters away, and they can go, oh, week's done. We can carry on not giving a shit about construction, mental health, or mental health in general. Because if you were serious, you would do something about it. Do something about it. Get behind us. We'll help you do something about it. Support us. We'll support you. And we will make this industry great again. In the words of Trump himself. Right, I'm going to rest the legs, sit in the van, and go to London and get a sausage sandwich. Take care. God bless. Look after yourself.